We begin this hour with breaking news. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted for a second time this year. Special counsel Jack Smith has indicted former President Donald Trump in the classified documents probe. A source tells NewsNation prosecutors will bring 7 charges against Mr. Trump, including conspiracy to obstruct and at least 1 charge related to the Espionage Act. The former president and current 2024 candidate broke the news of his indictment on his Truth Social platform last night. Mr. Trump says he has been summoned to appear in a Miami federal court on Tuesday.
They go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxer's hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. It's just been going on for 7 years.
It's important to note we still do not know what those charges will be and if anyone else could be charged. It's the first time a former president has ever been federally indicted. An indictment and even a possible conviction would not prevent Mr. Trump from running for president. Many prominent Republicans are speaking out following the Trump indictment. Trump's top challenger in the Republican presidential primary, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, tweeted, "The weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to a free society. The DeSantis administration will bring accountability to the Justice Department." House Speaker Kevin McCarthy also reacted, tweeting, "Today is indeed a dark day for the United States of America. I and every American who believes in the rule of law stand with President Trump against this grave injustice." To help us break down the Trump indictment, we're joined by former federal prosecutor Mitch Epner. Mr. Epner, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Nick.
Absolutely. I need you to help us weed through all of this because there's a lot happening, and I want to make sure that we're clear for viewers who may not be following every inch of this. The charges remain sealed. From what you know about this case, do you have any idea what the charges could be that Mr. Trump could actually face?
Well, Mr. Trump's attorney went on the media last night and said that one of the charges was an Espionage Act charge, and that's the most serious one. And the other charges are obstruction of justice, making false statements to law enforcement, and possibly one conspiracy charge. And the Espionage Act charge is extraordinarily serious and something that puts the former president in real danger of spending a long period of time in jail.
Mr. Epner, break that down for me. What does that mean when we say espionage charge? Because it doesn't necessarily mean he was selling secrets, correct?
Correct. So I'm going to read the relevant statute. It's section 793D for people following along at home. And it says, whoever lawfully having possession of any document relating to the national defense, which information the possessor has reason to believe could be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation, willfully retains the same and fails to deliver it on demand to the officer or employee of the United States entitled to receive it, is guilty. So just breaking that down, it doesn't depend upon classification because the Espionage Act came long before there was a classification system. It just has to relate to the national defense, and it has to be something that Trump had reason to believe could be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation, and he has to have willfully retained it after being demanded to return it. And based upon what Trump has publicly admitted to, it seems as if there is a very compelling case on that charge.
I have to believe that this news of this indictment is troubling for so many Americans because I don't think any American wants to see a former president indicted on federal charges. Mr. Trump also went on Truth Social last night, his social media platform, talking about his expectation to appear in court on Tuesday. What should we expect when the former president appears in federal court next week?
So when he appears, that will be for something called an arraignment. At the arraignment, the only thing I expect he would say is the words "not guilty" when asked how he pleads. There will be bail set. There may be a schedule set for when this case will be brought to trial. And prior to the arraignment, we will actually get public disclosure of the indictment.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.